Rattler fans, get your dancing shoes ready because our St. Mary's men's basketball team is going dancing. We are here in Stephenville, Texas, the home of the Tarleton State Texans, the #1 seed in the South Central region. And right now, the Rattlers are going through their practice and walkthrough in preparation for their game tomorrow night. Let's toss it over to our colleague, Ruben Dominguez. Ruben, what do you have for us?
Well, Brian, we're looking forward to a great matchup between the #1 seed Tarleton State and the #8 seed St. Mary's Rattlers. The Tarleton State Texans come into this contest with a 27-3 record as they're the #1 team in the South Central region. The St. Mary's Rattlers come in with a 20-9 mark and are the Heartland Conference champions with a 15-5 mark, and they come into this contest also riding a 7-game win streak. Some key players to look for the Rattlers are tournament MVP of the Heartland Conference, Marvin Binney, Marvin Witt also at the point, and also Christian Miner, for Rattler fans that can remember, hit the game-tying 3 to keep the Rattlers' hopes alive in the conference tournament semifinal versus the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. These two teams have matched up this year, with Tarleton taking the win over the Rattlers, so we'll see if the Rattlers can avenge the loss this time around.
Thanks a lot, Ruben. Well, the regional tournament is taking over the town of Stephenville, Texas. This on the front cover of the local paper today, previewing this weekend's tournament. Let the madness begin. Our own colleague Joe Rodriguez took some time out to speak with Rattler head coach Jim Zeleznak. For more, let's toss it over to you, Joe.
Thanks, Brian. Now joined here by head coach Jim Zeleznak. Coach Zeleznak, we're here in Stevensville in the hotel. You just tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the whole process of getting over here and how you're planning on keeping this team focused on this road trip.
Well, really the last week has been kind of crazy. Once, it was 1 week we clinched the regular season conference championship, and the next week we were, fighting and clawing, trying to get through the conference tournament, knowing that we really probably needed to win that in order to get the NCAA bid. So, didn't think that we were in a position to get in that large berth, so kind of knew that we had to win it. And so it's been kind of a roller coaster over the last 10, 12 days. But glad we're here. We've had some good practices this week, so hopefully the guys are focused, and I think they will be. We've been on spring break, so it's not something that we've had any other distractions of any kind and stuff. So we've think we'll be prepared, and I think we'll be ready to play.
Now, you guys have matched up with this Tarleton State team before earlier in the year, and you lost to them by 11 here at their home. But you guys weren't exactly 100%, so how are you feeling going into this matchup here tomorrow now?
Well, we lost by 11, and we probably played one of the poorest halves of basketball that we played all year in the first half. Some self-inflicted, probably some that they had to do with it. But, we also in that game, we also came back in that game. And, got to a point where it was a 3-point game with about a minute and a half to go, and had an officiating call that, one official had a foul on Tarleton, one had a foul on St. Mary's, and, both of us were in the double shot, bonus. So, we were in a position that if it would have gone in our favor, we could have gotten it down to 1, and there's a lot of pressure on them. So, the 11-point margin at the end was a little bit deceiving. I thought we played a lot more stable in the second half, and, I think probably that's what our guys will be able to draw on, that, we came out and kind of fought back into that game. And, when we had chances to crack and we didn't crack. So, and they had a good crowd, and we've played in front of good crowds over the last, 4 or 5 weeks in our conference play, and I think all that's been really good preparation going into this game.
Can you talk about the amount of seniors that you have on this team and their experience in the past? You have players like Justin Alexander. They've been to regional tournaments. They've played big games in it. Can you talk about how that experience is going to help you out here this weekend?
Well, you'd like to think they can all draw on that. I mean, it's why we scheduled hard in the non-conference play, was to try and challenge this group of seniors, more experienced guys, and hopefully all these things, that all their experiences, they can draw on, not only from from where we've played this year, but some of the experiences that as you said, Justin's this is his third regional. Joe and Isaiah, it's their fourth regional. So, we've got some guys that have kind of been there, and I'd like to hope that, over the course of the entire year, we've been able to draw from, kind of building this team up, from all the injuries that we had early in the year. And, it's been kind of a struggle. It's been, we've had a lot of ups and downs. It's been a roller coaster of a season for us. And, a lot of it, I'll go back to say, a lot of it was self-inflicted, but a lot of it was not, with some of the injuries that we had early. So it's been a little bit of a late developing team. And, hopefully we are starting to play our best basketball. We have by no means peaked. We still have, way too many peaks and valleys over the course of a game and stuff to say that we have peaked. But I do think that we have played better, and I think that we have played more like we need to play to have chances to advance. So, going into this game tomorrow, I certainly don't think our guys will be intimidated by any stretch. It should be a really good atmosphere for them to play in. I think we understand how we need to play and what we have to do to, get in a position to have a chance to win this game. I think there's probably 8 teams. I think you could build a case for every team in this regional stuff having a chance to win it and stuff. I don't think there's any one team that's been a dominant team all year, and so it should be a really exciting group of games tomorrow for sure.
And last question, when you first cut down the nets after clinching the regular season title, you turned to your team and you said to them, "You need to cut down one more next week." Is that something that you're preaching to the guys yet again, and do you think this team can peak that way?
Well, to be real honest, I even had reservations about cutting that net down. It's just, our focus has always been trying to get the NCAA tournament. That's the only way that you can keep your season going is to get to the NCAA tournament. So, at the time, I even had some reservations about doing that because I knew, ultimately, you don't want any degree of satisfaction to set in because, we've still got, bigger things ahead of us. So, but, I just, we're trying to keep them continually. I mean, I don't think these guys are satisfied with what they're doing. So, I mean, I don't think they're satisfied with just getting here. And, hopefully that attitude carries through. But I say that I think probably every team is going to feel the same way. I mean, we have, a bunch of the same characters that have been here. I mean, Tarleton's been here the last few years that we've been here. Midwestern's been here the last few years. We've been here. Metro obviously has been here the last few years. So I mean, we're dealing with a lot of the same characters that we've dealt with before. So they're all telling their teams the same thing. And then when you get to this time of the year, and you're into playoff basketball, or you're into games that affect playoff basketball. Like I always tell them, your guys have got to be your guys. Your best guys have got to be your best guys in these games, and then that can be said for every one of these teams. Is the guys that have carried them over the course of the year, they need to be the guys. And if our guys do that, if our best players continue to do what they do, hey, I'll feel really good about our chances. And if they don't, I think we'll have some struggles. But I think everybody will feel the same way about their team.
Thank you so much for joining us, Coach Zeleznak. Rattler fans, be sure to tune in tomorrow, rattlerathletics.com. Throw it back over to you, Brian.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Talkin Rattlers live from Stephenville, Texas, the home of the 2015 South Central Regional Tournament. For Ruben Dominguez, Joe Rodriguez, I'm Brian Magluyuan. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out rattlerathletics.com for more information on your Rattlers as they continue their march through the madness of March Madness. Take care, everyone.